We are pleased to welcome Gary Krulish, who is co-chair, Justice Studies, Berkeley College School of Professional Studies, and Huda Shalabi is a student at Berkeley College. I want to thank you both for joining us. What are you studying right now?
I'm studying national security, and I will be graduating with my bachelor's degree in May, and I just received my associate's degree from Berkeley College in May.
That's beautiful. You know, every time we have someone from Berkeley that talks about the student connection to it, I'm fascinated by where the students come from, where they're going, but your program is unique. Talk about the key components of it.
I think the key components are the faculty in the classroom. We try to emphasize having individuals that have the credibility, and not just on the street, but the academic credentials. Some may call it scholarly practitioners. So a lot of people can talk about a textbook, talk about what's going on in the field, but it's also important at Berkeley to realize that we want individuals in the classroom to engage with the students, that it's not just things that are in the textbook. There's a lot of things that are not going to be in a textbook.
What are some of the key areas in your department?
In our department, the legal profession, the national security focus on...
Cybersecurity matters?
Yes, cybersecurity is very important.
The law enforcement piece I'm fascinated by. You have a desire to enter law enforcement.
Yes.
Where, in your hometown?
In my hometown, Patterson.
Patterson.
Yes.
One of the most diverse communities in the nation. Why law enforcement for you?
It's a passion of mine. I've been wanting to go in law enforcement since I was a child. And when I was 10 years old, I realized when I came home from school, my dad's equipment had been stolen from his backyard. And it left a pink residue on the floor, and it led to my driveway and up to the street to the suspect's house. So I probably shouldn't have followed the tracks as a child by myself. I came home and I told my parents, and they were very surprised. So my dad called the cops, and once they came, the detective spoke to me and said, "You solved this? You can be a detective or a cop with a great mind like that." And that just inspired me to actually take this seriously, that this is this is how I can help the community.
Because law enforcement is potentially a very dangerous job, how supportive have your parents been?
Oh, they're very supportive of me. They want to see me succeed and attain my goals. And especially, hopefully I'll be the first Arab female hijabi wearing
The first?
The first in Patterson.
The first in Patterson?
Yes.
What's the impact of that?
It's a significant impact.
I'm not even say if it were to happen,
it would
when
be a
it's going to happen.
significant impact because police departments should reflect the community, and the classroom and the academic environment is one way to bridge that gap, to show students firsthand that police is changing and it's constantly changing, sometimes hourly, based on many of facets of how the job of a police officer, or anyone in law enforcement for that matter, has to be concerned with national security threats, where 5, 10, even 20 years ago, police officers were not being trained or educated on topics that they're getting today.
It's interesting, post 9/11, attitudes of many in this country toward people who come from another part of the world into our country, this country, complicated. Do you think much about that? Attitudes.
There can be racial slurs here and there, but you just have to have thick skin, especially going in the field of law enforcement. So
you don't think much about that?
I don't think much.
But you also know that you will be a role model for many.
Yes,
and you
definitely
have the potential to, I was saying that we did a series in partnership with our colleagues at Public Broadcasting called Building Trust, Police in the Minority Community. You have the ability, will have the ability, and when you do this, to attempt to build trust in a different way between police, law enforcement professionals, and those who come from either your community or neighboring countries into the United States. Is that part of the reason you want to do it?
I believe so. I can help out in that way as well, especially for those who do not speak English and only Arabic. I believe I can help in that way as well.
The diversity piece, we talk a good game, right?
We try.
Harder
but it's
to
very
get it done.
important, though. It's very important, more than ever.
Make the case. Why now more than ever?
Because I think trust, I don't want to speak for any specific police department or agency, but I think trust is not as high as it should be.
All the polls show it.
And we have to rebuild that trust, because it's still there. The police are there to serve and protect these communities, and they're not there to police them. They're there to serve them. And I think getting back to the original goals and focus of policing, that what it says on a police car when I grew up as a kid, to serve, to protect and serve, is very important. And I think doing that in the classroom, doing that in the community, any avenue that we can do to rebuild trust is very important and crucial at this time in our society.
The criminal justice system.
Complex.
Yeah. And people think they understand it. Complex. I don't want to say fragile, but we need to understand and appreciate that it just doesn't happen by itself. It's not, you don't turn on a switch and, oh, there's the criminal justice system. How do you see it?
I see it's evolving. I think that it needs to be a little bit more compassionate, and I think it's getting there. I think we're learning from previous mistakes, whether it be from a national security front or from a sentencing reform standpoint, how we treat people, especially in the local
How we
level.
incarcerate people, warehouse.
From the front lines all the way up into incarceration. I think it's important to reevaluate every facet of the system, because some of the areas may be broken, might be a good word to utilize, or in need of repair. Not that it's falling apart, it just needs some improvement.
And that's what you and your colleagues do. Before I let you out of here, describe your dream as a law enforcement professional. What does it look like?
It's a dream that I believe that I will be successful.
Well, I have no doubt about that. You want to make a difference, don't you?
Definitely want to make a difference.
Well, we wish you nothing but the best. We
Thank
have
you.
all confidence that you will. And thank you so much.
Thank you. She's already making a difference.
Thank you, Huda. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks
you.
so much. Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Delta Dental of New Jersey, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, Kessler Foundation, the New Jersey Reentry Corporation, New Jersey State Nurses Association and the Institute for Nursing, New Jersey Sharing Network, and by Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.